Hello and welcome to another FF underscore Spaceman Dave Wright patron video. Everyone, it's been a hot minute since I have done one of these videos. And honestly, I just want to give everyone a little update where things on the Patreon are going. First, before we get into where things are going, I want to say the support, the continued support. We've had patrons since day one who have been just as the support both on social media and the support in my DMs, the support and throwing in a couple bucks each month, all that stuff really goes. I think I don't want to say goes a long way because it means a lot to me. It really motivates me to achieve my personal goals, knowing that things that I'm doing, you guys find useful. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you all. You guys are awesome. And because of your support and the continued support too, I really want to communicate with you guys where we're going to be going forward, where my personal goals are for the Patreon and my fantasy content moving forward. But I just wanted to get out there before we got into that, just how appreciative I am of everyone. I'll stop there because I want to do it. Just make this a 10 quick 15-minute video. And so first, why don't we talk about what we've been doing this off season? The Patreon, if you look at it, seems a little quiet, in my opinion. Part of that is because the projects that we did. We had, once the offseason started, I started right in on the prospect database, the overhaul for the patron-only prospect database. Really excited with how that came out. Having all the PFF advanced metrics in there for these prospects should allow me to take my analysis to another level and provide the information that people looking to do the research for their dynasty teams, for their overall, just any fantasy team they're doing. I think that's going to really help you all, but also for other content creators, having everything in one place, not having to go to 5-6 different sites or pay a lot of money. You throw $2, $3, $5 a month, and it's all right there for you in a nice, easy, sortable way. You don't have to write things down or download things. It's all right there. You click on the link, you make a copy, and it's yours. So really excited with how that came out and how that's looking, overhauling the combine data, and just, really, and just also making making it more abbreviated, not having all like more of the meaningless stats than not the stats they don't really care about in there. Just pumped with how that came out. So that was a big project there. That was about 2 months, I feel like. And then as soon as I finished that, it got into time to do work on the NFL database. And so I think the start of May, it was as soon as rookie drafts were over, time to start working the NFL database. And that launched over the weekend. Big shout out to Brother Roz. Thank you for your help. Brother Roz, I had to do 1,800. So I think I actually messed up the count, I think, in one of the patron posts earlier in the week. I think there's over 5,000 unique players, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends in the NFL database dating back to 2000. I think there's, something like 5,000 players in there. And I had all the data for about 3,200, 3,000 of I had their database, their draft capital, their draft year. But for about 1,800 players, I didn't have that data. And Roz stepped up and he helped me input their draft capital, draft year, and draft round and all that stuff, and their date of births in there for me. And he probably saved me 8-10 hours easy. And just him helping me made me work a little bit harder to get it done because I was so appreciative of how much work he put in on his own personal time. So thank you, Roz. Roz has been here since the beginning, and he's such a supportive guy. So thank you, Roz, for that. But that NFL database combined with the prospect database is going to give us the foundation, and then the weekly database in season. It's going to give us the foundation for help me and hopefully everyone else reach their personal goals. That everything that is in there are things that I find valuable in fantasy football. Now there's some team level stuff that I want to get in eventually. Like I'd love to get some some passing game neutral game scripts. Love to add in some ADP stuff, some dynasty ADP, some redraft ADP data. That's going to be in the hopper. I think I have those on my to-do list here. But that core is what the meat and potatoes of this Patreon is going to be moving forward for forever. That's like going to be the meat and potatoes of everything. Now I want to add other things that people want and need and expand things, but that's going to be essentially it. And then I want to be adding more of my own strategy talk, my own analysis, and also some other tools. But that's kind of where my thought is here. Now, that being said, there are other things I want to add. And two, my goal, actually, before I I'm already getting into the nuts and bolts here. And I want to actually just give a general life update here because it's been a grind getting this stuff done. A lot of work went into it. Late nights, put the baby down, putting little space baby down, and then trying to get 3-4 hours in before I turn in, and then hit rinse and repeat, get all done. So it's been a grind. And then also the school year, the COVID years at school has been pretty brutal. So all that being said is I'm taking the freaking summer off. Really pumped about it. Going to take over as the primary caregiver, mostly during the day time for my wife, who has been an absolute warrior. She's a queen. A baller, badass, boss lady. I don't know, whatever other compliments I can give her for how she does. What she does between losing sleep, just everything that she does professionally. She runs her own therapy practice that she does. Just unbelievable. So she needs a break, or doesn't need a break. She deserves a break. And I'm excited to be able to take some time off and do that. But also it's going to let me redo the basement here, refinish it. Right now, as you can see, I've got some old 1970s particle board wood, pretty sure asbestos tiling down here, and an old bar that's this puke diarrhea orange. And I'll be building a studio down here. So and also just a family room for the space baby to play in and all that stuff. But so that's going to be in the hopper. It's going to be a busy summer. Looking forward to it, but busy. Now, don't you guys fear. There will be plenty of time for fantasy content because I have some big ideas for that moving forward. And those are I really want to overhaul the Patreon and what I'm offering here. To me, what happens, we get it. I really appreciate, we have our core group that are just awesome and supportive, and we gain people and we lose one of them that each month. And then it's just this influx thing, but overall it feels pretty transactional. The whole patron system of, hey, here's these spreadsheets I worked on. Hope you find value in it. If not, you leave. No, I have no idea why you leave. I mean, I have an idea, but and I'm actually talking to people who aren't even here anymore. So, but the point being that I kind of want to overhaul just how that part is set up. I want to be of just me posting stuff and whatnot. Part of that is going to be more video content, and I feel more comfortable doing that with a new office too. So, but and more analysis than just giving out spreadsheets all the time. And so what that means is I want to kind of grow, be more of a community, because you guys show a ton of support, and a lot of people in here. One, there's some freaking fantastic fantasy players in here. I want to hear their thoughts, analysis, and my whenever I give some thoughts and analysis. But also, I want to hear people's thoughts, what they need. Like instead of just people that feel like they're not getting enough of the Patreon, I want to feel like what they need. I get some DMs every once in a while, say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Yeah, most of the time I can do it. Sometimes I can't because I don't have the skills or what have you. But I think if we grow more of a community wise, that instead of just me posting random things on the website, that we can go, that's kind of where I want to be moving things forward. So part of that is I'm going to be overhauling the tiers, and I think and part of it is a rebrand, and I'm thinking we call it the Sheet Geeks, kind of let's play off of spreadsheets. and get a logo designed and get some swag out there, some t-shirts and swag, give them out to a lot of the longtime patrons, but also just just have weekly prize raffles or monthly prize raffle giveaways, and make have a little more fun, a little more of a community, a little bit more of a, just instead of me just throwing some boring databases at you. That might just maybe have a wall to like a community forum or a group me app or a Discord. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it, but love to hear your feedback and just some ideas there. But also a place too, people want a stat instead of just DMing me originally. Maybe someone sees that a stat and they're like, and I'm like, that's gonna be hard for me. I'm not sure if they do it. 5, 6, 7 people say they want that stat. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So a lot of win-win situation there for everyone. See this Tale of Two Rivals class Todd got me. But speaking of the devil, another announcement: Tale of Two Rivals will be back next week, relaunching Tale of Two Rivals with Todd. Looking forward to that. So that's another big announcement here moving forward. And then some smaller projects that I'll be doing. I want to add snapshot tabs to every database where instead of you having to go through and then write down or make notes of what stats you think are important or making your own database out of my stuff, you just want to like, hey, you're about to go on a podcast or you're in a draft, you type in the player's name and it gives you all the important information all in one little card, like almost like the back of a baseball card or what have you. So I think I want to add those to all of the databases. It's dry down here. Ooh. So that's when my throat is dying all of a sudden. And then individual data, I want to in the prospect database, I want to add some top 25 defense statistics, and because I think when you adjusting for level of competition can add some adjusted context to some of the stats that are in there, and also years out of high school data. I know everyone knows about the breakout age versus breakout year debate. I want to put both in there so people can have both of those. And then third down data for college quarterbacks. I've heard that's pretty sticky. I want to add that as well. All right, you guys can see that, but after hacking up a lung there, I just want to wrap up by saying that I want to, so just besides the layer of just stats and tools, I'm going to be adding more of my personal analysis, because now that I feel like we've laid the foundational base, it's time to take things to the next level here and make a real push with that. So that's kind of what I'm looking to going forward. A lot more, not only just statistical analysis too, but I want to start getting into more theory-based talk. Now that I'm not always just thinking about what I'm going to put in a spreadsheet and get more back into strategy. When I spend all this time doing this database work, I can't spend as much time doing my fantasy teams either. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start spending more time playing fantasy too, because you can't do everything. You can't podcast. You can't create these databases, go to work, be with your family and what have you, and play fantasy football, in my opinion. So I want to really add that aspect into it again, because I think strategy level discussion is still one of the, besides just picking the right players, which is a terrible strategy in my opinion, but big time strategy discussion is a way to really, reach the next level as far as being a fantasy manager. So I want to get back into that. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. My voice is dying apparently all of a sudden. So before I hack up, let's get out of here. So just to recap, really want to start, we've laid the foundation with everything as far as from stats point of view, between the prospect database, the NFL database, the weekly database in season. Looking to add an ADP database to create, because we have all these player statistics, but I want to add some ADP, create an ADP database for redraft, best ball, and then dynasty, while also historical data too for there. And then also add maybe some team level data as far as pass rate over expectation, neutral game scenario pass rates, and just overall like how they use each, like historically how their wide receiver ones, twos, running back ones, twos, that's all distributed fantasy point wise and blah blah blah. So I think that's kind of where we're going to lay the groundwork there, then move forward, hopefully do some more analysis videos and grow the Patreon. Will be, together. I want to really take this thing to the next level with your input. And yeah, and if anyone is ever looking to help out or contribute in different projects, I know, like I said, Brother Roz helped out. Dynasty Coach A helps out a lot. But if you're ever looking to, help out in some things, learn some things, hit me up, slide into the old DMs, and we can talk about there. But anyway, I've rambled now at the end. I want to say thank you again to everyone. Hope everyone's excited about what's going to be happening moving forward, the Patreon. And let's make magic happen, baby. Have a good night, everyone.